we're missing where the old cap goes onto. It snapped off on me. The great thing about content is sometimes you forget to turn your mic on. The email from the tuner has said that this is Hello, welcome to This Week on Faded. Is even the camera's all zoomed out, that's good.
Perfect.
This week, things are a little bit crazy. We're about to launch the entry forms and relaunch our Faded website for the Hard Park Takeover with the HPTO Fest. Sorry, let me correct that. The Cody and Roadrunner HPTO Fest. Right now, we're getting in the Mercedes and we're gonna go do some errands, and two, I just got an email from the tuner that tuned this car, so we now know the horsepower that it's running. But I'm not gonna tell you this right now because this is the start of the video. You know, I've got to drag it out. But let's, well, I already moved it out of the garage for the cold start, but let's give it a wee, hopefully. Yeah, that rumble. That rumble is never ever going to get old. I can put the mic down there, but you guys have already heard it a few times. Let's open up this bonnet and we'll talk about this car a little bit. This is the 4.3 litre twin turbo V8. Now, in the email from the tuner, he did say, would you like to upgrade to get a little bit more power, just change your exhaust? I don't even think he said anything about the turbos. He said just change your exhaust in another tune. Get a little bit more horsepower out of this thing. But this thing is so tightly packed in there. But it does look incredible. But how cool would it be with a couple turbos out the bonnet? But what we wanted to do with this car, having those turbos out the bonnet, is not going to be ideal. So I'm about to take, because obviously we're putting a light bar on this car. If you guys follow us on Instagram, you would have seen that photo already. So we put a light bar right across here. We've already got the brackets, we've already got the light bar, and what has turned up today, which I'm going to go pick up as well, is the controller box and, well, the controller module and the controller box. It's very similar to this system that's in the Ranger actually. So this is what we've got, if you can see that, in the Ranger. So that's an ex-police system, and we've got amber lights. Let's turn it on. We've got all amber lights around the car. So that system's currently on. We've got front flashing ambers, as well as a couple at the rear. So you can see we've got lights in the rear window and then lights in the tail lights there. Now that system as well has a siren or a horn or whatever you want to call it. So let's see, you'll be able to hear it probably on the microphone. That's the horn. Yeah, it's got all of the settings from really a police car. Yeah, so we better turn that off. We can't be using that in town, because if you get caught using that anywhere other than a private facility, not good.
Come quietly or there will be trouble.
But yes, this car will have that system without a siren, because we haven't found one yet. But we're going to have the light bar across the roof, and then it's going to go to Dunedin. We're just finalising the wrap design. You guys are going to love it. It's bright, it's bold, and it's definitely going to stand out. I was going to give away what we're doing inside the car, but I can't. But what I can tell you is that current black line, gone, because it just doesn't fit with the wrap. Anyway, we've got some brackets, the light bar brackets for the roof. We've got to go drop them off at the powder coaters because they're not in very tidy condition. We've already got them in the car here, but yeah, there's a little bit of rust on them, the paint's flaking off, so we'll go get them powder coated black. We'll go catch up with a couple of clients, we'll go get that system, and we'll show you us unboxing it.
It came! It finally came!
We're home. I've got the parcel here, and we'll open her up. And also, while we're out picking up this parcel, we drop those parts into the powder coater, so we should have those on Monday or Tuesday, either one of those days. So therefore, the parts we dropped off, we showed you earlier, they're actually for the light bar for the car. So this is the light bar itself. It's all up here, it's upside down. We'll find a knife. Here's a good tour of our garage. I really do need to clean this up.
Ooh, he's snitching. Everybody, he's snitching. Hey, dude, get...
Find a blade or a knife of some sort. Here's one. We'll get this open and we'll show you what's involved in obviously getting into work and getting into the car. So we did say to you guys that by the end of January, we'll have 2 vehicles. So obviously the first vehicle being that Mercedes, the second vehicle didn't turn up before the end of January because unfortunately it wasn't ready in time. So yeah, we bought another vehicle, and once that turns up, then we'll have hopefully 2 vehicles, and well, another 2 vehicles by the end of February.
Awesome.
This is the setup that you need to run that light bar, because all the police that watch this video, which is probably none, will know exactly what this is, and that's what I showed you earlier in the ute. So now we've got another one of these, which will obviously connect up to this box, watching the Ranger is underneath the back seat with all the other modules. And I'm actually I didn't expect him to send me all of this jazz. I was trying to look for one of these plugs actually online, so bloody legend to the guy I brought this from.
Your name will be legendary.
Oh, and he's got this, we got this jazz as well. Bloody mint. So I've got all the plugs we need to run lights and flashes. So the main power goes through one of these, and then the power for the light bar goes through that as well, and then all of that jazz. So I'll show you guys, we're not going to install it today, but once we do install it, when we do install it I should say, I'll show you guys a run through process. Because the light bar sits on the roof here, I don't really want to drill a hole in the roof. So we're going to run the wires down into here, and then down along there and into the boot somewhere, so underneath the seat. So we'll need to figure out, we'll get that boot open. We need to figure out where in here we're going to put that module, whether we put the module underneath here, we can probably put it underneath there. I'll do that because there's nothing in there currently. So we'll run the module to under there, run all the wires in through the boot somewhere, I'm sure. Oh yeah, we can run them in behind the seat. I think that's what's just opened there. All the camera gear is in here. Oh yeah, we'll be able to run them in the plastic there somewhere, run them underneath the seat, so it'll be sweet. Also, another cool feature with this car is it's got all the bits and pieces to put a car seat in. So when and if we have children, I'm sure Kelly can probably use this, but she probably won't want to use that vehicle once it's wrapped and they've got the lights on the top, because people will probably assume it's a police car.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beat.
We have a special guest coming for the HPTO Fest. So he's leaving Wellington literally on the 4th of April to make it here for our event. So that's a car you guys don't want to miss. We will announce who that is and what car that is very soon, but we can't tell you it right now. We've got to leave you in suspense. Now let's tell you what happened yesterday. We went out to Teretonga and took this car around the track. We did hot laps for Drive a Dream. I'm pretty sure that's the event that we did it for. Drive a Dream, run by the East Invercargill Rotary. So we're out at Teretonga, we did about 30 laps, and we shouldn't have gone out there with half a tank of fuel because we ended up using it all. And once we'd got to the reserve fuel, the fuel light started flashing at us while we were still ripping around the track, and then it threw on an engine light.
Oh, hell no.
We're all scheduled to go to Coyote Automotive tomorrow to get that code looked at and get that code cleared. But after leaving it sit overnight, coming and starting it now, the code's actually cleared itself. So normally on the dash, obviously the traction control is turned on now. Normally on the dash over here, we've got obviously, the engine light was up there, just underneath the AMG logo. So right now, it's just the P. So all of you guys that know what the P is, that's just your park brake. So pretty wrapped about that actually. So it did perform very well on the track, and some people's comments, right, it was insane. It threw everyone back in their seats. They did not expect the Mercedes to have that much horsepower. And speaking of that, we did tell you, we're gonna say how much horsepower this car has. So the email from the tuner has said that this is 670 wheel horsepower. So that puts it about 770 crank horsepower, just under 800, what the guy said to us, which is incredible. We're going to be offering up hot laps in our car at the HPTO Fest, and that's something you don't want to miss. There's going to be limited seats and limited spots available, so if you want it, we'll put a post up later in the week or in a couple of weeks, so you can book those slots and get your seat in the car. Well, that's the Mercedes moved outside, so we'll be able to pull the bike out and start working on that. So we've just finished fixing this bike. I did a bit of a time lapse, but I forgot to turn the microphone on. But this is what I've fixed. So we've taken the old fuel tank off because if you look here, we're missing where the old cap goes onto. So we went to unscrew it the other day to make sure there was fuel in it. And well, it snapped off on me. So ordered a new tank and we got that put in today. So we've undone all of the plastics, took the seat off, put the new tank on. So it runs mint. But while we're taking the tank off, I actually broke the fuel filter. We ended up getting a new one. Now that the bike's fixed, we may as well take it for a ride. But before that, we've told you the horsepower of the car. There's also another new vehicle on the other side of that wall that we'll show you next week. We've also announced a special guest for the HPTO Fest, and you'll find out who that is very soon. So we may as well jump on this thing and take it for a wee ride. I gotta put the camera down.